Hey guys, what is going on? Nathan over with Detail Launch, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the easiest way to scale your Window Tint shop to 100 grand a month in 2025. But before we get into that, why should you even listen to me? And so, over the last couple of years, we've worked with over 200 shops nationwide. Here are just some of our active clients, as well as revenue reports, screenshots, results we've gotten. I mean, this guy on the right spent $1,800 on ads, made 9 grand back. I think that's pretty solid. He actually ended up spending 2 grand and making 15 back. I think that's pretty good. And so here are some more shops. And I mean, this guy over here, in less than 30 days, almost 150 grand in revenue. This guy over here, in less than 90 days, almost 300 grand in revenue, right? Very simply, we've done this once or twice. We know what we're doing, and we're actively implementing in clients across the nation. And so, who is this actually for? This system, what I'm going to show you today, is for shops with at least one employee. It's for shops that offer window tinting as a service and shops that are looking for high volume. I'm sorry to say, but if you're just starting out, you're mobile, this isn't exactly for you. However, you can still get a lot of value from this, so keep watching. And so, there's two main things we're going to cover in today's video. Number one is the fulfillment. I want to cover how we're actually going to get these things done. And then number two is the acquisition. I want to cover how we're going to bring customers in, how we're going to make them worth a lot of money, and how we're actually going to go ahead and grow the shop, right? And so just to start with fulfillment, there's 3 main struggles people have. Most shops we work with actually struggle to keep up with the volume. They're trying to source installers on the fly. They don't know exactly how to manage a team. They don't know the management structure they should be using, right? In order to be successful with this, you need a constantly full hiring pipeline. You need to have new applicants coming in constantly. And then you also need to manage teams indirectly rather than micromanagement. If I see a shop owner who has 8 installers on the floor looking at the window tint when there's a team lead right over there who can go look at the job for you, there's a problem there, right? Obviously, if it's an extremely high-end customer who brings you a lot of work, take the time. But if you're doing that with every job, there's a problem. And so, the hiring pipeline. Most window tinters know other solid window tinters. In order to get them to bring you in referrals, here's what we do. Internally in our company, we offer about 25% of a month's salary as a referral bonus for other employees. So if you bring us an employee who's great and is just like you for your role, and we end up keeping them for 30 or 60 days, we'll give you a bonus as a referral bonus. What this does, and you could do it with your tinters, is let's say you pay them 4 grand a month, right? You give a $1,000 referral bonus to the tinter, or 500 to the tinter, 500 to the new sign-on as a signing bonus, and you go ahead and say, hey, if they're a good fit, you bring me tinters. If they're a good fit and they stay for 60 days, we're going to give you a $500 bonus, and we'll give them a $500 bonus for joining the team, right? And what this does, if you repeat this weekly on your weekly big team meetings, then they're going to start bringing in referrals and other tinters because they want the bonus and the other person does too. They're going to be talking about how great it is to work at your shop, how you have a great culture, all that fun stuff. That's a great way to bring in tinters. Number 2 is to run Facebook and Indeed ads. I like Facebook more for this because tinters, let's be honest, they're blue-collar boys. They're less likely to be on Indeed. However, Facebook, we could literally say, hey, if you're a car enthusiast or an automotive styling enthusiast in Kalamazoo, then go ahead and you're interested in a role doing window tint in our shop, check this out. Right? We show them the shop, we show them the culture, we show them fun stuff, and they say, if that all sounds good to you and you're interested, click the button down below, fill out the form, we'll reach out to schedule an interview. Super simple. There's always people who are interested in doing window tint. They just might not actively find you, but if you find them first, it's a win-win. The third way to do this is go to local car events / meets and set up a recruitment booth, right? Take a branded vehicle, wear a branded outfit, go show up, have little pamphlets, careers with insert your shop, right? You will find tinters and installers in these car enthusiasts. Even if they're brand new, you can find people who are detail-oriented and teach them, right? It's very simple. I'd much rather have a guy who's actually passionate about it and is willing to learn but doesn't quite have the skill 100% yet than a guy who has the skill but is just going to demand a ton of money, is going to be super lazy, and is going to be a diva in the shop, right? He's going to want things his way or he walks, right? I'd much rather have the enthusiast guy. And so that's the hiring pipeline. Now, when it comes to managing a large team, we recommend a pod structure of management. So what that essentially looks like is you're up top, you have 3 to 5 direct reports. Then those 3 to 5 direct reports may be a shop manager, a quality manager, and a sales team lead, right? Then underneath those people, they each have 3 to 5 direct reports, which, for example, the shop manager the shop manager would technically be you in this case. He'd be your direct report. But let's say the quality manager, he would have 5 tinters he's responsible for, making sure the quality goes well. Sales team manager would have 2 to 5 reps and perhaps secretaries if they're managing leads as well, that he goes ahead and manages and making sure they're doing well. And then they can come to you end of day and they can say, hey, here's a report on each individual person. This is what went well. This is what didn't. Tim had 5 jobs. He did a great job on 3 of them. 2 of them had some mistakes. We're working on this. This is how we're fixing it, right? That way you go ahead and you're protecting your time and you can focus on moving the business forward rather than being stuck in the day-to-day. Your main focus is acquisition. The business does not grow if you don't put out new marketing campaigns, if you don't sell more customers, and if you don't have constant new ways of getting yourself in front of people, right? And so that brings us into how to get more customers. Now, I know there's tons of ways to do it. We recommend ads, especially if you're trying to get there fast and easy, right? Look, I've seen the dealership contract come in for $100,000 a month. I've also seen it ripped away just as fast because the dealership decided they didn't want to pay you anymore and someone came in and bid it lower and your whole business falls apart. No one has a job. Not a good time, right? So we want to build a great B2C pipeline. And so we have 2 main choices. It's Google and Facebook. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Google for the very simple fact that if you know how to type window tinting near me, you can run a Google ad, and everyone's cost per click is expensive. It's not a guaranteed return. You need to have a great landing page, right? There's a bunch of things that make Google difficult in terms of having profit on such a low-ticket service. I love Facebook, though, because the best advertisers win on Facebook. If you're better at advertising than everybody else, then you will win on Facebook. You get cheaper leads for the same budget. You get better quality leads, and you're able to reach more people. And so, the number one offer we're seeing in the window tinting space right now is very simple. It's a flat rate offer. In order to use this offer, you got to leave your ego at the door. I know you could charge more for the vehicle. I know that you could go ahead and get more profit on the front end, right? But that's where most of our shops mess up. And so I'll get more into that in a second, but essentially the price points you want to run is $179, $199, $235, or $249. Now, these price points is just for a carbon tint for windows, right? Very simple. You're not including the moonroof. You're not including the windshield. You're not including tint removal. You can upsell the tint removal, right? But these are flat rates. And I know you could charge more for the truck than the 4-door sedan, right? However, leave the ego at the door. Charge the same price, flat rate, get them in the schedule, because we're going to make more money later. And so, what this allows us to do is get dozens of prospects per day. And once these customers come in, we do need a quick way to convert them. And so here's what we recommend. We recommend a double dial immediately. This is what our top shops are doing. Immediately call. If they don't pick up the first dial, they hang up, they call right back again, right? They're saying, hey, just saw you filled out, just saw you reached out about getting your F-150 tinted. What time were you available to come bring it in? What kind of tint were you looking for, right? Ask a sort of leading question that lets them open-ended answer it. Then we're going to text them. Let's say they don't pick up. We're texting, asking what vehicle they have immediately. We're saying, hey, John, just saw you reached out about our $199 tint special. What vehicle do you have? Then we're following up 2 times per day for 3 days. Now, this is super important. 2 times per day for 3 days is not a lot of volume. You need sales reps for this. You need secretaries for this, but it's not a lot of volume. Our call team follows up 3 to 5 times a day for 5 to 7 days. Because we know that we get an additional 20 to 30% of sales just by doing that follow-up. And so, you're not trying to upsell on the phone, just to reiterate. Once they are in the door, that's when you make money. And so, to make more off these customers, it's very simple. You need to have a pre-tint demo process that shows these 4 things. You need to show the performance of their current tint choice. Do not shit on it. If they're getting the carbon, still tell them how great the carbon is, how amazing it is. But you want to show the increased performance of ceramic tint because we still want them to buy carbon even if ceramic's out of their budget, right? Show them the increased performance of ceramic tint. Show them the benefits of doing the windshield and the other areas, right? Prevention of skin cancer, easier to drive, less headaches because the sun isn't blinding them, right? All these different things are added benefits of doing other areas. And then finally, inspect the entire vehicle, say it's for liability reasons and you're doing a checklist, and upsell a detail or another detailing service. You can even upsell PPF, ceramic coating, and interior carpet shampoos, and etc. by going ahead and doing this vehicle inspection. Now, when you do this, not every customer will take the upsell. But what's great is, let's say you have an average ticket of 240, right? That's the ad you decided to run was a 235. 1 out of 5 people books and takes a $500 upsell. Your average ticket is now 340. And this is extremely conservative because we have people upselling PPFs and ceramic coatings all the time because they're getting 5 to 8 tint jobs in per day. What's the likelihood that out of 16 to 20 jobs, one person wants to take a PPF upsell, right? Because it's a brand new vehicle. You get where I'm going here? And so you paid $30 for this customer. It's not expensive. We're getting anywhere from $1.50 to $3, $4 leads on tint all day and at scale spending hundreds of dollars a day, right? You're paying $30 for this customer on the high end. And so how do we actually take this to scale? We recommend projecting 10x returns for this campaign. We actively have shops doing 15 to 30x returns. Not going to tell you to project that, right? We want to be conservative on our projections. And so let's say you do 3,000 in ad spend, that's 30,000 in jobs. 5,000 in ad spend, that's 50,000 in jobs. 10,000 in ad spend, $100,000 in jobs. And so in order to hit 100 grand per month, your average ticket needs to be $340. Your goal needs to be $100,000, which equals a total of 295 jobs. It's actually 294.145, something like that, but you can't do a fraction of a job. And so one installer handles 2 jobs per day. You would need a minimum of 5 installers. Now, depending on your shop, depending on the quality of work, and depending on what you're looking to do, you may need to change that installer count, etc. But this is just an estimation. And so if you want to do this yourself, you can absolutely take this video, take the math, take this exact business structure I laid out, and you can do this in the next 90 days. You need to know Facebook ads. You need to be able to manage $300 plus per day in spend. You need to know how to make a lead video creative. And you need to know how to build this management structure out on your own, right? But if you do want my help personally to do this, I mean, you'd be working with me. I'm going to leave a link down below to book a call with me and my team.